Hey Snake Petal Gang, it's Lavender here to do your reading. What message does Spirit want you to hear right now? To choose from today, we have 3 books. We're going to start with Plant Intelligence and the Imaginal Realm by Stephen Buhner. Really great book. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is The Science of Knowing the Future, The Development of Seership, William Atkinson. Definitely interesting read. Love the smell of paper. Huge nerd about that. And the last book is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. This is a horror. Very cool. So yeah, what does Spirit want you to know? So for my pile number 1s that picked Plant Intelligence. Ow, right here. Let's get into the reading. Actually, I have some of these astro dice that I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna use them after. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put this mic right here on this book because I want it to be clear. So let's see. For my pile number 1s, what does Spirit want you to know? I'm seeing wings. 7 of Swords. My pile number 1s, what does Spirit want you to know? Knight of Wands. Pile number 1. And the Sun card. Okay, so right off the hop, pile number 1. Okay, so the way that this could be read for the first bit, Spirit wants to let you know that if there is a fire sign possibly in your life that could be coming in, I'm seeing as a Leo, you will be reigning superior against any type of sneakiness that this person is trying to bring in, any type of backhandedness, lying, or theft that will be occurring. You will actually overcome this. You might even be standing up to this person to help deliver a message that other people are going to agree with, that I think they'll even want to come into union with you about. Now also, this message, pile number 1, has to do with your creativity being very boundless, and also possibly if individuals maybe weren't seeing the clarity or the vision that is your vision, and possibly were trying to maybe poke fun, make fun, bring you down in regards to what your vision is, talk, SHIT and stuff like that. I am seeing that you will be victorious in regards to this. You could be celebrated by other people in regards to some sort of aspect of creativity within your life. I'm getting the feeling of maybe feeling very low about yourself. Maybe even self-deception ongoing from the past, maybe even present, counting yourself out, playing yourself, down, not really trusting in you, maybe even so much so that listening to the opinions of others and keeping you stuck in place and not being able to make a decision. There's a lot of thinking and not so much action, and I do feel that Spirit is ushering in this new sense of action, this possibly a new sense of commitment towards something that is a type of justice to you. The signs that I'm seeing are Libra, Taurus, Leo. Also Aquarius, Gemini, but another thing, the book Plant Intelligence and the Imaginal Realm is really, really mind-opening. It's completely mind-blowing, and it talks about the intelligence of plants and how plant life really is the original intelligence, and even computer strategies and everything. It's all mimicked after certain protocols and certain processes that plants naturally implement because of their intelligence. The same thing with bacteria. So if you had some sort of connection to this book, it's beyond the doors of perception. into even like a dream time. There is a big emphasis on dream time when it comes to this book. And also within this reading, plants are also present, because with the sun card here, it talks about in this deck, there are different realms that each plant, different realms that each suit resides in. And with the sun card here, they have risen above the realms that they are in to see from a higher perspective. And as they are on the back of this giant crow, which I typically read this as spirit, they're looking down, seeing the landscape of luscious plant life here. Yeah, you're moving forward here after a time of being left out in the cold. There certainly is, I feel like a lot of you have this propensity to get very down on yourself, to really, really put yourself down. There's going to be some sort of situation, I think, coming in that is going to require you to really go after some sort of creative pursuit here. I feel like there is all sorts of inner workings happening beneath the surface here. You might not even really know just how intricate and how fated some of these things are. But there's an aspect of being able to see what other people cannot. With the Seven of Swords here, it can be an unorthodox thinking, outside of the box, even not seeing eye to eye, because, the crow and the raccoon, you can see that the crow has the raccoon, but the raccoon, why would I whistle like that? That might be significant for someone, because I don't know. But the raccoon here is thinking that what the crow's doing is completely evil, and the crow is just getting food. So you can see where there is a challenge between there's opposition between the lens through how a situation is being viewed. And I am really getting that type of energy, thinking outside the box, difference, change. Pile ones, please. Clear and precise messages for my pile ones, what they need to hear right now, what spirit would like to tell them. Yeah, there's definitely healing, a renewal of hope. I think even within self, maybe after an ending that had taken place, possibly even sickness, illness, there is healing within this space. There is some form of hidden aspect here. We're seeing Aquarius come up. You are being birthed this brand new sense of hope here. Spirit wants you to really trust in self. Be sure to cut out the aspects that are no longer necessary within your life. The song's been in my head, yes, but I don't know if I should. Like, when songs are really in my head, it's like, I don't know if I should say it or not. So, here's the Justice card as well. Let me read this. There's going to be a positive outcome in regards to possibly even a situation in the judicial system. There could be some sort of situation which you might get called to court, or there seems to be a situation that needs to be looked at and judged in a way that there will be a winner and a loser. And I do feel that you will be victorious in whatever the situation is. I think that's what Spirit also wants you to know. You are having a very positive outcome. There's a lot of positivity coming into this reading, a lot of eyes on you. There's an emphasis on the star, aka the sun. Maybe finally just letting the sun shine on your face again after a period of pain. There's going to be a change in direction here. Maybe a situation that was possibly hostile at one point is no longer going to be such. because something here requires strategy. Okay, yeah, I think there was a type of balance and possibly speaking up, or something that needs to, what's going to set balance in motion in regards to this situation is truly speaking up and being clear in regards to how you feel about something, possibly a situation in which you feel like there could be indecision involved in making this decision. It requires strategy. It requires a very matter of fact look at the situation, basically listing pros and cons. I feel like maybe this had to do with situations in which possibly envy were involved. I feel like maybe someone has been envious of you for certain reasons and has possibly gone against you. But the positive thing here is that you are victorious in regards to this situation, because there is something that is not completely seen, and there are these universal laws that are present within every situation, which I think that you actually end up being on the positive side of. And I think Spirit wants you to know that there may be some sort of reroute taking place, some sort of conversation that may be coming in, offering a possibly a type of friendship here. This could involve a Capricorn or an Aries individual. But there's some sort of toxicity probably tied to this offering of friendship. I think that maybe Spirit wants to let you know that whatever the situation in which you feel as though you've been left out, yes, it's been very difficult and it has maybe even caused you to lose resources here, but there is something new being birthed through this painful period. There's a new sense of wonder that's going to come into your life in regards to creative endeavors and building your own crafting the life that you find to be the most beautiful here, collaborating with other individuals, basically a coming back to self, in which you will be victorious. Like I said, many of you I feel are very hard on yourselves. Yeah, because the wheels are already set in motion here. I feel like once again this has to do with an element of creativity. There is something that there's a new spark being lit within your creative sector here, something that's going to be balancing the scales. If this was a situation in which some sort of possible business partnership here, where there was some sort of hidden motive, some sort of underlying aspect in which someone could have been considered being sneaky in regards to this, someone maybe being underhanded, not completely upfront, that's going to be illuminated. Definitely there is going to be light shed on a subject that maybe you actually, and I do feel like this could be within work, because we are now seeing the Three of Pentacles. I feel as though there could be a situation that was very difficult for you, that felt burdensome, that's going to be illuminated, that's going to be seen, and justice is going to be ruled in your favor. I think that you were targeted unjustly because of someone being envious of you, someone being basically a hater. What the heck? I'm blue, appetite. It's like, you know the lyrics of songs that are always wrong? Whenever I heard that one, it was like, I'm blue, I would beat off a guy, and I would beat off a guy, I would beat... Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, so here we go with the integration card here. Integrating. There is a new sense of self here that's being integrated when it comes to forgiveness and even release. I feel like there's been some sort of blockage when it comes to your creation that's being released here. I think that yeah, there's a situation here that because of a sense of release and acceptance and even forgiveness to someone that has caused you some sort of negativity here, there's a new integration of what it means to be yourself, what it means to really be the odd man out and be okay with it, but also be guided by spirit and be literally winning. Charlie Sheen winning. There may also be emphasis on bacteria, viruses, and things like that just because of this book. And then Charlie Sheen, because I know he has HIV. And I'm just thinking about bacteria because this book talks a lot about bacteria thriving and stuff like that. And then also with the Ten of Swords previously, there could be some sort of moment even through possibly a sickness that there is some sort of coming to self moment, coming to God moment, if that makes sense. You know how it changes us, it changes the different states we're in. So we have some astro dice. Oh, these smell so good. I must have sprayed them with something. Smells so good. Anyway, I'm gonna roll these astro dice for my pile number ones. We have Scorpio, 8th house, Mercury. Mercury in Scorpio, 8th house. These are all scorpionic. This is transformation here. This is depth of understanding, depth of communication. This is bringing things to another level when it comes to how you communicate. Possibly even sex, death, taxes, and things like that. Other people's money. There's a new level of communication. There's a deepening of communication when it comes to how you are going to be cooperating and speaking with others around you. Ninth house, Aries. What is that there? Why can't I think? Show me. Is that like Jupiter? Sigils. No, it's not Jupiter. Pluto. Right. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Yeah, Pluto, 9th house, Aries. Some sort of change in higher learning, of some sort of fascination here, some mind-opening experience, maybe even foreign travel in which there is more depth added to a situation, some sort of pioneering, possibly even the first one to know certain information, moving ahead with what you have learned and allowing it to change you. There is a big spiritual aspect here, especially with all this 8th house stuff, and then also Pluto. Big transformations, very in-depth understandings of things, things that are hitting you on such deep levels here that it's all kind of coexisting at the same time. It's kind of like blasting something with water on a cellular level, if that is adding up for you. Some sort of uniqueness when it comes to a transformation here, when it comes to how you transform. I do feel like there could be yeah, like I said, there's this type of initiatory transformation taking place that is allowing you to go from one state to another, but there could be some sort of catalyst present. And it could involve plant healing. I feel as though for many of you, there could be even an aspect of sickness that involves healing through plants. And I know that I don't know many of you, but I do have a pretty interesting perspective when it comes to plant healing. And if there is anything that you feel that you're having trouble with, chronic illnesses and things like that, please reach out to me, as I probably have some really good advice that can help you. So just putting that out there. So that seemed a little bit all over the place, but you know, it is what it is. It's also 10:10 on the clock right now here. So thank you so much, Pile 1. I hope that that made sense for you. It didn't really make that much sense for me, but maybe it's not my pile. It definitely took a turn. So we're going to be moving on to pile 2. If you would like a personal reading from me, visit my website. If you would like to buy some crystals, visit my website. There is a donation link in my banner. And I'll be back for the next one. Peace, love, and hip hop. So, pile number 2, the science of knowing the future, the development of seership. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. Pile number 2. Whoa, pile number 2. All right, we got 5 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. Pile number 2, my pile number 2s. 7 of Swords again. This is crazy. Why is the 7 of Swords coming up so much? We've got a lot of Swords energy, a lot of mental, stress. 9 of Cups. Devil at the bottom, Justice, and 6 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. A little bit ratchet, but I'm taking my socks off because my feet are so warm right now. That felt better. Okay. Things is getting heated. So listen, pile number 2. This is what Spirit wants you to know right now. There could have been an incident in which there were some lower aspects at play. I'm definitely getting the sense of anger, bullying, people kind of coming at you for no apparent reason, feeling these negative aspects kind of being pushed onto you, and maybe not even really particularly knowing why someone is so fired up about you simply existing. There possibly could have been some minor or, pretty big setbacks because of whatever incident this was with this individual that pretty much ended up bullying you. Because this person doesn't want to have to use their sword, but these crows are flapping around, seeing them as the prime target to attack and just be awful towards. So that's something that I'm picking up on here. I feel as though you tried to do the right thing throughout this decision. At times, I think you even questioned yourself, had to really guide yourself through being the bigger person within this situation. With the Queen of Swords here, I think that you decided to put more of a stern foot forward and cut out people that you needed to cut out. I feel like there's been you dropped maybe even times when you felt like in the past you could have possibly chose to be violent. You decided not to do that instead. And I think you chose to take a different direction here. I think you chose to do something that was maybe even blindsided your opponent. Something that, so You could be a Capricorn, they could be a Capricorn or a Libra, or you could be a Libra. You could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Yeah, I feel like you decided to take a different approach towards some sort of conflict, some sort of negative energy that was added towards you. Or Spirit is telling you, in the instance that this happens, this is what you should do. Try to maybe use your words more than your actual fists. If someone is, I think you will be rewarded greatly if you do decide to do something different instead of actually fist fighting somebody. I feel like this is someone that you've probably known for a while that has kind of had you in a state of turmoil and anger. Someone who really knows how to push your buttons. This could even be someone that drinks quite a bit, or you could. I think Spirit is urging you that in the instance of some sort of altercation here, they want you to know that if you choose to take the high road, or maybe just throw your opponent off with some sort of outside of the box thinking, something that they're really not going to be expecting, like really just use your brain and your intelligence in regards to how you can trick this individual. Even if you have to be a little bit sneaky, things will be a lot more fulfilling for you. And there really is an emphasis on what works for you and not really what works for someone else. This is really about you. This is about how you choose to deal with conflict. Because it's necessary to sometimes implement different approaches, because not every situation calls for the same reaction, right? Or a reaction at all. We need to know that a lot of situations in life are completely circumstantial. So we should not be implementing all the same things at once. Not everything, it's not a one size fits all for the complications of life. And I think that Spirit wants to tell you that sometimes what may require a crowbar, other times may require a lock. Does that make sense? May require a key. What requires a gun, other times may require a stick. You know what I mean? It's kind of what I'm picking up here. There definitely is going to be balance after a time of turmoil, and Spirit is also telling you, Pile 2, that you will be victorious in regards to this. You will be overcoming obstacles here. I think that if you can choose to kind of get yourself out of a situation that maybe you've been super duper wrapped up in, that you haven't felt able to get out from, if you can choose to maybe find a different way to approach this, you will be much more satisfied in the end. It also might bring you in, if you have a change of perspective here, it also could bring you in not only partnership and monetary gain, but it could bring you in a lover. Can we pull? Oh, they want to come out together. What's the deal with these? Yeah, this is about emotional balance here. Something that I think you found incredibly difficult to do. So Spirit right now wants you to know that if you choose to play your cards just slightly differently, in regards to the situation, and maybe not do something in which you have always done before, you'll be greatly rewarded, not only by, because we're going from a 9 of Cups to a 10 of Cups here, and even a 4 of Wands. So like, there's going to be, Spirit wants you to know that even though someone has the capability to really push your buttons, really throw you off course right now, to really get in there and, get in there like a splinter, you're going to receive emotional balance, emotional support from Spirit. Spirit just wants you to kind of maybe be able to temper yourself a little bit more in regards to this. And if you even just try to do something a little different than you had, You're going to be victorious in this situation. And you're going to be able to move forward much quicker than you even thought. You know, this book here, The Science of Knowing the Future, The Development of Seership, it's basically just, it talks about the different steps to take in order to get there. Something that doesn't particularly happen overnight. Yeah, like, to me, I feel like there's this aspect of what you think transformation or you think your changed being should look like, but actually there are illusions present within this, because there's some sort of like situation in which you're holding on to the past. It's like whatever these emotions were in the past, they were very helpful to you. They were in fact what you needed, but like I said, what requires a gun for one situation, the next is going to require a hammer. So it's kind of like Spirit really wants you to pay attention to maybe where you are now within your life. Yeah, growing and seeing things from a lighthearted perspective. Seeing things a little bit differently. Maybe even a just big time switch up here. Big time switch up. Happy family. Action, community. For happy family, let's one more please for pile 2. Okay. Yeah, give something a chance here. Possibly this could involve a situation where someone that has, it's like a, what do you call it? What's the word? It's not displaced family, is it? No, I don't think that's it, but, he might be seeing someone that has kids. Jeez. And this is saying kind of like give something a chance. And in more so, for some of you, this could be involving a situation that involves some sort of lover, some sort of love connection, where you could be coming together with someone. The world is truly your oyster. There are plenty of possibilities here in one way this can go, but I'm definitely feeling like give it a chance. If you choose to stay tied up in the situations and the ways that you have done things in the past, I really truly feel that this will not be beneficial for you. This will actually keep you very, very stuck. In order to see something new, we need to do different things. You know what I mean? We need to implement different things. And goodness gracious, we all know that it's much easier said than done. Right now, the number 33 is coming forth. Protection. Forgiveness. Let me see here. Element water. Imbalance, guardian, container, out of balance, barricaded, constricted. Ideally, protection prevents you from harm while also preserving your capacity to be who you are. Protecting and holding as sacred the visceral emotional intelligence of your body requires discernment. Not everyone you meet will get to see these parts of you. However, over time, with repeated harm and a reduced capacity to allow your true self to show, protection can feel more like a cage of your own making. Necessary but constricting, safe but sequestering, your strength of self withers within the walls of your safe room. There is a paradox to protection. Being overly protected is just as unhelpful as being unprotected. You can become too dissociated, locked down, and removed, just as you can become too exposed and defenseless. There is a continual flow inviting you to a middle ground, one that resonates with the vulnerability of the sternum, yet remembers the lessons learned there. One that has a compassion for the burden and responsibility of the inner child, yet finds the blessing and wisdom. One that aligns with the truth of your present, not the ghosts of your past. Allow your protection to be washed clean, keeping only what you need. Where in my life do I feel too open, defenseless, or overly vulnerable? How or why might I perpetuate these patterns? Where do I feel overly guarded, protected, and locked down? How or why might I perpetuate these patterns? Is there an area of my life that feels like a good balance? A person who can hold and accept who I am? Yeah, really, this is calling for new aspects of self, implementing, you know, how everything has upgrades. Phones nowadays, everything needs a software upgrade. You know what I mean? A software update. And that's really what I'm picking up for you. There could have been ways in which you had done things in the past that were beneficial for you that now require you to show a new version of self. Doing so is going to allow more love into your life, and I think even could connect you with someone that you could share something very beautiful with. So I think that is what Spirit wants you to possibly know. I think being hurt in the past by individuals, people being sneaky, has caused you to maybe be overly constrictive, overly protective of yourself. But that is something that I think needs to change. You may have this desire to be in control and even know the future, and maybe that's why this book came in handy. I know that I've had trouble with this issue as well. Knowing what is coming and trying to control that. But Spirit could also be saying that there could be someone coming in that is going to make a beautiful partner for you, and even mother of your children. Vice versa, father of your children. But we do have the Empress. So all right, let's see for my pile 2s, please. Capricorn, 8th house, Mars. Oh, Pisces, Venus, 8th house. Wait. Yeah, that's Mars, sorry. Pisces, Mars, 8th house. Yeah, this is all about, there's some sort of transformation with the way that possibly you relate to other individuals, and how you possibly have been too lenient, a little bit too flexible with the way in which you are passive. Some sort of flexible passivity that is being altered right now. Like, having Mars in Pisces isn't always the easiest, because Mars is all about go, 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 and Pisces is all about go with the flow. So it makes it a little difficult. If we want to throw the 8th house in there, yeah, like there's something being altered here, some sort of deep alteration to no longer being so passive. But it's not like a really hardcore abrasive type of energy. I'm getting sleepy. Neptune, Pisces, 10th house. There could even be some types of, within the workspace as well. I think that this is something that may come through with the way that you were viewed in the public. I think that there could have been some sorts of illusions in the ways that you've been viewed by the public. Neptune energy is, especially in the 10th house, and throwing Pisces on that, is definitely a kind of illusory energy where it's like not everything that is perceived is accurate how it is. So I think that that's very important to remember when it comes to that. I do feel like there is a new type of rhetoric being spun around how you show up publicly to others. And I think in maybe changing these things even a bit, it might even add some sort of magnetic dreamy, luring someone in type beat, you know, to your soundtrack. So pal 2, hope that was chill and good for you. That is what Spirit has to say today. Hope that was hitting for you, and if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can visit my website, www.snakepetalhealing.com. If you want to buy some crystals, same thing. And yeah. Yeah, there's a new... Spirit is definitely also trying to help you brush up on your discernment when it comes to people as well. You need to handle people differently. Each person kind of has a certain way. I feel like with the Neptune in the 10th house, there could be people even within the workplace that now need to be looked at or handled from a different perspective. And I think that that's something that's very, very important for you, pile 2. So thank you so much, and we're going to be moving on to pile 3. Hey pile 3, for those of you who chose House of Leaves, scary ass book. Like, very cool the way that it's even written. Like, look at this. Some of this stuff doesn't even have, it's got like a couple words on it, and then da-da, like, it's cool. This is definitely one of my favorite books, although I haven't even had the chance to read it all the way through. It's definitely one of the creepiest ones. I'll share a little story with how I found the book. So I was hanging out with one of my friends, Emma. We were in PEI, where I grew up, and there was a guy that she was talking to that was house sitting for someone. And so he invited us over to this house. Well, invited her over, and we were hanging out, so she invited me over. So it was just like us 3 in this like very large Victorian home at night that he was watching. And it definitely had the trippy, like haunted, weird vibes. And I ended up going to the place, and we were going upstairs. We had this like very like emo night, because what we ended up doing was we went out and sat on the roof of a balcony. It was just the roof, and we were reading goth poetry that we wrote like just in our own notebooks to each other, and drinking and stuff. So it was just like a night like that. But before we ended up going upstairs to do so, they went a little bit ahead of me, and it was a very dark lit hallway that was like very old and Victorian style. And I saw a big bookshelf, which I am always drawn to books. And I closed my eyes, and I slowly felt some sort of energy kind of come over me. So I started to just sway, and I just took my hand and gradually went ever so close to the books, but not enough to touch. And I let my energy choose, and I went like this until I felt like it was time to stop. And when I did, I opened my eyes, and this was the book that was called to me. So I pulled it out of the bookcase and took it upstairs, and then I asked if I could borrow it. They said yeah, and now I still own the book, and it's been probably like 7 years or something like that. And wow, 7 years and I still haven't finished it. It's a pretty big book, but yeah, anyway, there was some sort of strange dark vibe that book called to me. So of course, me being who I am, I obliged. And let me tell you, that book really does shake you to its core. It's about a house that changes on its own. The innards of the house move on their own, and it becomes terrifying when you're on the inside, and it decides to kind of trap you in it. So someone is trying to videotape this happening, and it's from 2 different perspectives. An old man who named Zampano, who is like trying to like relay the story back with like all the information. And then there's Navinson, who is the one that actually experienced life in the house, and so it goes back and forth, back and forth. This young man ends up finding the Zampano's records, and Zampano ends up dying because he basically went insane in of old age. And then this younger man finds it, and the darkness within the pages starts to drive this man wild. So yeah, it's pretty like psychologically thrilling, and I would definitely give it a good 9 stars, even though I haven't even seen the book. So now that we've talked about that, let's get into what messages Spirit has for you. Pile number 3. Clear the deck. My pile number 3s. What message do you have for my pile number 3, Spirit? We have the Hermit. My pile number 3s. We have the Chariot. My pile number 3s. We have 5 of Cups. Pile number 3s. Pile number 3s. We have 2 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Judgment. Ace of Wands. Okay. So here is Spirit's message for you currently, right now. You are being urged to go into a period of isolation currently at this time. There is information that only you are going to be able to solve on your own. There is an inner calling. There is a necessary time for you to take time alone to see what your ultimate truth is at this time in your life. I feel like there are realizations that need to be made that will require you to be alone. Now, doing so is going to allow you to move forward to the next stage in your life. It's going to allow you to get there much quicker, but there needs to be some sort of realization. I feel like for a lot of you, if you're being urged to kind of step away from your friend group, step away from people, and spend more time by yourself, I would definitely suggest doing so, because I think that it will have a positive outcome. Now, some of you could be Virgo, some of you could be Cancer. We're seeing Taurus, Capricorn. We're seeing Libra, Aries, Scorpio. But some of you as well, there could be a situation that has to do with your car that if you decided to look at it on your own, you could possibly have some regrets. Some of you could have decided to maybe break it off with a Cancer individual that you are now feeling as though there is regret, or there's a form of moving forward and breaking it off with someone that is causing you to feel regretful and possibly anxiety. I think that this ended up happening because of some form of needing to juggle too many things at one time and not having enough time in your life for for everything. I definitely am feeling a lot of you balance many things at one time, but there is a silver lining. The silver lining, I think, is that you are embodying this version of self that is more monetarily stable, as well as looking better, more put together, more precise in the way that you speak and things like that. There's a new spark for life that's coming in. I think that's going to be ignited. Here's the thing. I feel like you're very regretful in regards to deciding to make a certain decision in which to cut someone out. Possibly to move forward with your own self, maybe even to move forward alone on a certain journey. It doesn't even necessarily have to be that you decided to break up with someone, but it's the desire, it's the action of moving forward alone, whether that be not even sharing your thoughts with someone, not even completely letting someone know how it is that you're really feeling in regards to a situation. But that is definitely... This 5 of Cups, please. Can we pull in this 5 of Cups for my pile 3s? Listen, this regret that's happening here is actually not... It's more of an illusion, I think, that you think. I feel like you're feeling regret maybe because there's a certain way of being that you've grown very, very accustomed, very very used to behaving in this way that it's making you feel like it's the only way to do things. But very smart of you now to move forward by yourself. Very beneficial now for you to move forward by yourself with whatever this idea is, because it's going to help bring so much enlightenment to your life that when you do choose to move forward, you're going to be filled with so much creativity. You're going to be like a brand new you. So Spirit is saying that whatever time now is necessary for you to spend by yourself, it's actually not as negative as you are maybe making yourself feel. I get this element of like gaslighting here, but there also could be some form of holding regret for a way in which you acted. I am picking up on possibly like this arrogance within a situation, possibly a way in which you feel as though you've acted out of character. That is something I think that weighs heavy on your heart. And do know that it's okay to learn from these experiences. Yeah, like you're at a fork in the road, I think, at some point, or you will come to a fork in the road here. Definitely, Spirit wants you to embody more of your creative self. Maybe show more of your personality when it comes to what decision needs to be made here. And it will be beneficial for you. Yeah, there's anxiety here. Anxiety, and I am feeling like for some of you, this has to do with some sort of love offer, possibly with a female, that is causing you to feel like you may have made the wrong decision. Rumination, trying to juggle, maybe even there was like two timing involved. Because we're talking about this book, you know, when it comes to lower aspects and things like that, that could be something that is present. And I mean, hey, we've all been there, you know what I mean? Like, it does happen. It doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. I feel as though there will be justice here. This could have possibly involved a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius female. I did kind of see a Leo card come out. Manipulation here. But more so just like, I feel like you're going to be balancing the creative self incredibly well. Balancing sides of yourself even better than you even knew was possible. Justice is coming in for you because you're learning how to take advantage of all of these aspects. I feel like within the work realm especially, there's a big transformation taking place. There is a huge like boss up type energy, and the only way you're going to get there is by actually spending that time alone, doing that soul searching, what is necessary, because you have been trying to juggle way too much at one time and not allowing the quiet time, the moment that is necessary to really get the enlightened information. Yeah, you're getting more logical about things now. It's like every time you try to shine through with this type of energy as well, it's like people want to clown you. And it's like, can you chill? Can you mind your business? Like, people are just so weird sometimes, and I hate that. So here's this happy family again. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this could be within a family unit. There could have been some sort of deceit taking place. Ooh, and this just came out. I feel like it was within the heart, but there could have been some lies being told within a family unit here. Maybe even you could have shared a family with an individual, and there could be some form of there could have been secrets here. Could have been secrets here that were not disclosed. Something that may have left you feeling caught out in the cold. Some sort of cycle here. Could involve a Pisces or an Aries individual, even a Scorpio. Some sort of illusions within this space that was keeping someone very stuck. I think this may be a time to really focus on self, focus on creativity, because I do feel like there is some form of creativity coming in after a period of heartbreak. I think that somebody might be offering you a brand new start within this connection, or you are being offered a new start from spirit. There is a new investment here necessary, and I think this investment is you. House of Leaves maybe represents the fact that you are becoming more of a brick house instead of a house of leaves. If people want to huff and puff and blow your house down, well, maybe before they could. But now what is being built is concrete, and every blueprint is going to add up in a way that is not going to be confusing, in a way that's going to be long lasting for you. We have Mercury in Libra, 12th house. I kind of have to, I want to look this up because I'm drawing a bit of blank for this. Mercury in the 12th house in Libra can bring a person who stands in the middle in relation to issues and attitudes coming out of the acceptance criteria. They are very condensed and are responsible for unusual and esoteric concepts. Higher level of education, philosophical learning, communication with the spirits, strong psychic ability to get information from the other world and communicate to the real world, and having this in Libra. 12th house represents incoherent, isolated, and intellectual inquiry. People who approach their inner lives and spiritual endeavors with balance, diplomacy, and harmony. I'm going to let you guys interpret that but yeah, there are certain things that you need to learn right now that are very important, I think, that are going to just strictly be for you to learn, for your eyes only. Neptune, 3rd house, Gemini. This involves, I think, community, those around you, possibly even a duality of self. I feel like you've been trying to put on a brave face, maybe even put on a front for people around you and how it is that you have been showing up in the world. I don't think that that's something that's going to be appealing to you anymore, Pile 3. Perspective. Belonging. Grace. So let's have a look at perspective. Insightful. This is owl. Insightful, purposeful, out of balance, aimless, blinded, searching. Perspectives gives you the gift of seeing more, not only with your eyes, but with your other senses, including your expanded ones. Pausing in a place where you can gain perspective is an evolved trait. It means you're not scurrying from one thing to another, thinking you need to change with your environment the minute it changes. Slowing down and gaining perspective gives you the ability to work with your environment rather than react to it, and to change the future by purposeful design. Let the energy of your environment swirl around you for however long it takes. Sometimes perspective can be gained in a split second, but it can also take its sweet time solidifying into guidance that you may not have recognized in your haste to change the way you see things. Integrate what it feels like to allow yourself to be moved before you do the moving. What am I too close to right now that needs me to step back and gain perspective? Am I afraid of stepping back from something? What will happen if I give it space while I gain perspective? How can my expanded senses help me gain perspective? What do I need to see, hear, or know about the circumstance or person? How can gaining perspective on this Help me respond in a new way instead of react from habit. Beauty. Belonging. Air. Community, gathered, seen, in balance, out of balance, overlooked, out of place. Your sacrum is a place of confluence, but at the same time, it is a gatekeeper of your serenity. Consider the left. See and feel the energy of your mother line, the flowing of generations before you who have born and birthed so that you may be here at this exact place and time within this lineage. Feel the container of the wombs that have held you, the breast that has nourished you, and the hands that have helped you. This matriarchal caretaking has woven you into its tapestry of wisdom. Consider the right. Feel the rhythm of generation after generation of your paternal lineage, the structure and cadence of the patriarchal thread that has brought you to this point, this place of belonging to the earth, this dimension, this time, this body, this family. Now look down and recognize that first and foremost, you belong to yourself, fully supported by the blessings of your whole and healed ancestors, held in the embrace of your community. This place of coming together accepts only your belonging, so you can accept and embrace it too. What does belonging mean to me? Where and with whom do I feel I most belong? What would it look and feel like to belong to me before I belong to anyone else? What would it look and feel like to belong holistically in a relationship with people, resources, and nature? That's beautiful, and I do think also really adds to exactly what we were saying when it comes to the need to kind of step back and go into a place of seeing what you need to see for yourself. There is definitely maybe feelings of regret and, self-blame and anxiety in regards to doing this, but it definitely is something that is necessary for you and will definitely aid in your long-term growth and healing. So thank you, pile number 3. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, visit my website, www.snakepetalhealing.com. If you'd like to buy some crystals, do the same thing. Donation box is in the banner. Peace, love, and divinity. I will catch you next time.